everybody in here launching the Green Environment and Climate Change Initiative. We are honored to have you in our midst. I want to especially welcome our teachers, the facilitators who are those helping us to shape this new generation. I know that you will believe me that the issue of climate change is no more an abstract concept. It is now a practical reality. And there is a need for us, especially as teachers and facilitators, to play a critical role. I want to welcome every one of us once again to this profession, and I wish us all happy decoration.
Talking about unpacking UNESCO's Green Education Partnership for Climate Responsive Schools. So let's start by introducing what the GEP is all about. That's the UNESCO's Green Education Partnership. So it's basically an initiative. People sat together and thought about it. Components of the environment is related to another component of the environment. So because of this need to take care of this problem, they came up with an initiative that integrates so many components of the education system. Talking about the policies, the teachers, the school management, the government, as the Ministry of Education, the communities, the whole community organization that has something to do with the environment. This initiative employs all of those components to be able to support countries to tackle the problem of climate change, using or harnessing the role the teachers can play, the role the Ministry of Education can play, the role the pupils can play, the role the parents of the children will teach, the role the host communities interact with, every single person in the chain of education, the role they can play, they want to harness it to now solve the problem of climate change. That is what we do. Whenever you talk about climate, it's not just about temperature, it's about all the climatic conditions put together. These things work together. The temperature, the rainfall patterns, the humidity, the solar intensity, all of the climatic conditions. By the time you put them together, and each place or each region has a pattern. For instance, the average temperature of a tropical region, which we fall into, should be in a dry season around 30 degrees to 31. So when this pattern, like you said, not just a one day thing, okay, you can just say something happened that day, but over and over again, over a period of 30 to 35 days. So it didn't just start today, just that we started feeling it today. That's the difference. So these things have been occurring. Of course, we know why. Because of some of our activities, we caused it ourselves, we brought it upon ourselves. It's either you are mitigating or you are adapting. Why this GDP initiative is very good, because it's actually teaching us how to adapt to the problem of what climate change. Development. The goal of the initiative is see for sustainable development. So sustainable development is a development that takes care of our present need now, without compromising the need of the future generations. In simple terms, we better our life now. But whatever we do will not stop the future generations from bettering their own life. That's just it. So if you are building a school, or if you are running a school, you should not run the school in such a way that after we grow old and passed out, that people coming after us will be able to run that school effectively. That's what it means. Your curriculum, your teaching practices, your teaching aids, everything you do with the kids, everything you do as a teacher should better their life now as they are. And also, the school is located in Anambra, the way they will prepare is not the way the school located in the north will prepare. The school in the north will prepare for drought, Are we following? They'll be doing things like rainwater harvesting. They'll be preparing themselves for the peculiarity of their environment. The school in a polar region will be preparing for the harsh snow, right? A school in a place prone to erosion was actually doing double preparation. What can a school in a place, because that's the one that I think is most familiar here, flooding and erosion. What do you think a school like that can do? One thing they can do to prepare for flooding.
Schools should be able to construct a proper drainage and also help to educate the students to keep the quotas paid by existing quotas before rainy season. And other things is to avoid throwing waste products in the quotas to avoid blockage so that there will be proper channeling of water during all those things.
This is more practical. Keep the water channel free. In fact, for it to even be in that location, it must have been planned earlier, not to have the school blocking any water channel. The school cannot shut down. Is that what you do? How many schools still dump their waste at the back, at the backyard? How do you take care of your waste? I want to hear someone. How do you take care of waste generated?
Carry some of it for
You to
have
have
fun.
a compost pit.
Yes.
That's what I was hearing. I was listening to hear people that compost pit. And it turns to manure. So there's really nothing that is a waste. Okay? So these are small environmental activities that you can inculcate in these children that will never leave them. Now, don't just tell them, pack the waste inside the pit. Tell them why they are doing it. Okay? As they are picking the waste and segregating, you tell them the reason why paper waste cannot stay with plastic waste. Plastic waste cannot stay with organic waste. This one is biodegradable, this one is not. Plastics can stay in the soil for over how many years and cause harm to it. You tell them these things. Before you know it, they are passing the knowledge to their parents who doesn't even know. They are passing the knowledge to anybody they meet. Of course, trust children now. So a climate responsive school begins with a teacher, you and I, who understands that every lesson is an opportunity to shape environmental responsibility. That attitude of not being able to draw, that attitude of knowing that they have other species that are in the environment is environmental responsibility. Put it in their heads. Let them know that they have a responsibility to take care of the environment. So as a teacher, you're charged with that responsibility today, that if you want your school to be ready, to be safe for any climatic crisis, you have to build climatic responsive students. You have to build environmentally responsible students. So if your students are responsible enough to know that, oh, if I keep this here, it will cause damage to the soil.
So teachers, we are climate change leaders. We are not artists. We need to be active in this. So we need to mentor students to design what? Solutions. Sometimes it may not be the correct one. It may be something you do outside. Right? So now, the objective here is that we must understand climate leadership in schools or other activities that are not even in the curriculum. Number two, we need to identify local climate challenges because it's everywhere, plastered everywhere. If they don't like your school, can I see your hand? Do you still have space where sand is in your school?
Yes.
Okay, you still have. Because I know when I was in secondary school, they used to give us water. We call it portion. You come on, you see that place and see, you go home, come back and even come to assembly. You know? So now we need to continue that. Number three, facilitate student-led initiative. There are some students that can come to you and say, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. Once they do that, remember you must appreciate the courage, the thought that students have taken to come and approach you and tell you something. Don't take it for granted. If you're able to appreciate that and pick that student up, you will do far much greater than what you expected. Number four, develop physical projects, things they can do. Number five, create student leadership plan. See, there are some of them that are born leaders. You can't take it away from them. Now, climate leadership is good. The leaders, we need to understand that we have leadership as of awareness. For instance, UC has told us about this awareness, and some of us or some of the students are aware of this. But the other aspect which we need to make them understand is the aspect of leadership. And it is not you becoming the leader, but they choosing their own leaders themselves. What do teachers do? Teachers are mentors or change words, agents. Number two, school is a strategic place where we can do this. Then, how do we how do we be sure that we solve this climate problem? For instance, you may be teaching, or maybe you come into class before they stand up, and now say, okay, children, when they meet, we say, okay, how many of you know about climate change? You see them there, you surprised at how much they know. So at that time, we now ask them, okay, based on what is their problem, we just ask some personal questions. Like that, we discover that is a particular student that will know much more than others, two of us. So you must be able to appreciate little things. The other one is school garden. Do you guys have school garden in your school? There's one couple that came to our campus. His name is Prophet. Prophet wanted 5 big trees. And I asked him, why did you do that? They said, anytime he comes to unity, he will come to check those. Do you know the funny thing? Students that don't know Prophet is now staying under that. But they don't know the owner, the originator. But this one, it is your brainchild. Whenever the school or the call becomes so powerful, you will remember the first teacher that started it. Even when you are born word from that school, you will remember for something you started, and your name will be carried on like that. So it's something that you need to do. Even the first set of students that started it, you will remember. These are the ones that will come back to that school.
I'm going to get from St. John's Gospel Public School. My role is that I'm feeling, because we have gardens, breaking up in the school, but I feel that we are going to do our own by using cans to plant seeds. And after planting the seeds, when they now start growing, we will plant it. Because we have enough ground, we have enough space. The school is very big, so we can now.
Personally, I am going to take the knowledge I've gained here to my school, and I will implement my 12-month plan in my school. And with the gradual process, we're going to make the environment a very better place to stay.
I've learned so much as a result of this training, teachers training. At least I now understand more better the impact of having planting trees and then the separation of the waste into its various forms, like the plastics and then the main organic and inorganic waste. Now that I've learned this, it's going to have a great impact, not just myself, but my school in general. I will inculcate the knowledge to my students, not just specifically for environmental course students, but to every other person. It's going to be organized in our school assembly ground, where we educate the students on the impact and then the benefits, and then how it can be sustained after now. And then the students are going to practicalize it. We are going to create a specific place that will be made solely for environmental floor garden, where we are going to cultivate so many things. And I'm so grateful to the organization, the Green Chief. They are about to bring 2,000 seedlings to my school. I'm going to see that it's going to be, we'll nurture it and it will grow. And probably it will become an orchard where students can easily go there to learn in a quiet environment. It's going to be very much good.
I'm happy with the level of awareness from the interaction I had with the teachers. But most of them are aware, but today they were able to see how they can connect the link between them and the student to generate the change that climate change requires. So I was able also to help them understand how this impact goes beyond them and how much they can create in the society, and the role the students will play and the role they are going to play. So some schools promised me that they are going to start while others are hoping to do much. So in this case, I've already challenged them that as soon as they start, parts of the celebration or the initiative.
This program, Teachers Workshop 2026, was put together by Grenshi to train teachers purposely because we know that when you train a teacher, the knowledge is going to be replicated to close to over 1,000.